Okay. So this one's about science. We're sticking with some science.
Okay.
No jingle for that?
Knew some science?
I don't know. I'm looking at our notes here. It looks like there was a jingle plan.
Science is truth.
There it is. And it was Fauci, our buddy. So newsroom.ucla.edu with $7 million grant from NIH, UCLA students to study if brain stimulation during sleep can bolster memory.
We skipped one thing in the China section.
That's okay. That's okay.
It's a good one, though. It's a good one.
We'll survive. You can bring it next time. It'll be great. And as NIH funding, kind of is a hot topic nowadays, people are paying more attention. So let's pay attention here. NIH funding a UCLA survey. Sleep plays an important role in how the brain consolidates short-term memories from the previous day into enduring ones. But exactly how that process occurs remains a mystery.
Science likes mysteries.
Mm-hmm. A new study led by UCLA scientists could help answer that question. Their research will aim to identify the electrical activity that occurs as the brain receives information and then test whether targeted, gentle electrical stimulation to the brain can strengthen a specific memory when that information is processed later. Lead researcher Dr. Itchak Fried, a professor of neurosurgery and director of UCLA's epilepsy surgery program, said the study could advance how scientists understand and enhance the neural mechanisms involved in memory formation. That information could be critical at a time when the world's aging population is poised to intensify the already stark toll of memory disorders. Quote, memory to a large extent makes us who we are, and we know neurological disorders like Alzheimer's disease are going to become more and more prevalent. Ooh, we know this, Gons. We know. You know what I learned recently that I'd never heard before, but apparently isn't brand new information? Dementia is now being called diabetes type 3 or type 3. Type 3 diabetes is dementia.
Really?
So they're saying that dementia is actually a type of diabetes. It's related to sugar, and how we process sugar is what makes people demented or have dementia, which is sort of the starter disease to Alzheimer's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, and the one of the ingredients for our poor health.
Everything?
Yeah, everything.
Sugar?
Yeah.
Yeah. The study is funded by a 5-year, $7 million grant from the National Institutes of Health. It builds on previous research by Fried, in which he followed the activities of single cells in the human brain using electrodes implanted in the brains of people with epilepsy. In the study published in July, Fried and colleagues reported that the regions of the brain involved in hearing sound are highly active during sleep. The findings, I could have told you that. The findings suggested that there could be ways to use auditory stimulation to enhance memory during sleep. In the new study, UCLA researchers will again use electrodes to track people's neural activity to pinpoint the electrical signatures of specific memories. Fried's team is working with Vwandi Roy-Chowdhury, a professor of electrical and computer engineering. Ooh, we're getting cybernetic, baby. At the UCLA Samueli School of Engineering, who designs artificial intelligence algorithms that mimic the human brain's neural networks. AI software designed by Roy-Chowdhury will monitor people's brain activity as they watch a video, with the goal of identifying patterns in how neurons respond to certain events, characters, or emotions on the screen. Then, while the study participants are sleeping, the software will scan for electrical signatures to determine when the brain is replaying that memory, at which point Fried's team will administer targeted electrical stimulation aimed at solidifying that memory. Dun, dun, dun.
It's like they're branding memories into your neurons.
Well,
like
thank you for bringing that up, because we have been following dream advertising, the idea of dream advertising for quite some time, including, I believe it was Coors Light. Was it Coors Light? I think it was Coors Light had a, I could be wrong, but I think it's Coors Light, had a program. It was like a PR marketing campaign where they gave you a video to watch before bed. And the idea was that it would, help you dream about Coors Light, advertised to you at night.
It was Coors during the Super Bowl, I think.
Yeah. And, that one was kind of a joke. But by then we had been talking about dream advertising for quite some time.
Yeah.
And really, the way that they describe their experiments here sounds exactly like dream advertising. Because what are people doing before they go to bed? They're watching Netflix. If you're like me, you've got a 80-inch big screen TV screwed to your ceiling, over your bed, so you don't have to crane your neck to watch Netflix, and you just sort of let the corporate programming wash over you as you fall asleep. And then you sort of become some sort of cybernetic robot that has one sort of protocol, and that is consume, 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 obey, obey, obey. And you become a nice little cog in society. Even if you're off the grid, it's possible, folks. But in all seriousness, people are doing this. They're watching Netflix, and we just saw that Netflix is going to be introducing ads. So people, they'll have their dose of ads before they go to bed. They fall asleep, and then maybe their little Neuralink there senses when they are thinking or whatever, or dreaming about the advertisement, and then reinforces it. It creates sort of like a feedback loop about whatever piece of media you just watched that they want you to remember. So this is maybe the most dystopian piece of experimentation that they are quite open about, and can be used, to some real, truly techno dystopian, like Blade Runner level, Black Mirror corporatization of our mind, corporate colonization rather of our very dreams. So that's very fun to live in a world that this is happening.
Well, yeah, big pharma, especially with so many people in the general population just believing conspiracy theories about the pandemic and COVID and everything else. So we need a way to get to them. So what's left? Their dreams.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be advertisements. It could be news. You watch the news, you watch a video where Fauci is telling you the truth before you go to bed, and then you fall asleep, and your little implant, or maybe it's your smart pillow, senses when you are thinking about that Fauci video, and then starts the feedback loop, enforces that memory. It's really as far as like a social engineer is concerned, this is the holy grail.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's a couple things that jumped out at me, just details, my crazy brain. Dr. Itzhak Fried. I'm just curious if there's any connection to Sam Bankman-Fried, the one who's been taking over all the crypto stuff. Also, the building that this was conducted, the research, is it's named UCLA Samueli School of Engineering, right? Now, Samueli is a guy, locally, has a lot of buildings named after him around the Orange County, LA area. It looks like including the Samueli School of Engineering. And I remember Samueli because he got in trouble back in the late 2000s for stock option backdating. And the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, caught him. He admitted to his faults, but he accepted a plea deal, and then he paid like $12 million in fines, so he doesn't have to go to jail. So where's the protest to take his name off of the engineering school, UCLA? Come on, you have a corrupt money guy named after your whole engineering school, but I guess nobody cares.
Yeah,
well, they're researching dream mind control, so it's all okay.